Please be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is the case of Robinson, Palmer, Rollins.
Thank you so much, Jerome. Good day, everyone.
Good day.
Ms. Robinson, you and your mother have opened your case today in hopes of giving you closure.
Yes.
You say you've always known the defendant was your father and his denial has crushed you. Once you prove that he is your dad, you hope he will finally accept you. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Rollins, you testify that you are 1,000% certain you did not father Ms. Robinson.
Yes, ma'am.
You say her mother was busy with multiple men back in the day, and the DNA will prove you are not the dad. Is that correct?
Correctly.
So, Ms. Robinson, explain, how has the feeling of denial affected you?
Your Honor, it affected me real bad. Like, I feel like that he wasn't responsible to even say I'm his daughter or not.
And so for 24 years, you've had to deal with this.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Palmer, all her life you have been telling her that Mr. Rollins is her biological father.
Yes, Mom.
You've never told her any other man was her biological father?
No.
And you've never gotten any level of recognition or acknowledgement from him?
No, I haven't.
So, Mr. Rollins, you do not believe you are Ms. Robinson's biological father?
No, ma'am.
You say you're 1,000% sure.
1001.
So, Ms. Robinson, as you grew up, were you told his name?
As I knew him as Doobie.
But you knew his name?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever have an occasion to visit Mr. Rollins, Ms. Robinson, or did you run into him?
When I was 9, I was on the school bus. My mama and him was on the porch. So when I had got off the school bus, I went upstairs, seen them talking, went and put my book bag down, ran back, talked to my mama, and I asked her, who was that man? She was like, that's your father. So I was like, are you sure that's my father? And she was like, yeah, that's your father. So, Your Honor, I ran down the stairs. He was in the apartment next to ours putting in furniture. I was like, well, it's Doobie here, and they was like, he came out, he was like, well, this me. So I asked him, I was like, well, are you my father? He was like, no, I'm not your father. So I was like, well, my mom telling me, you are my father. He was like, well, no, I'm not your father.
Wow. So after that encounter, how were you feeling?
I was feeling like that he didn't own up to nothing. Like, if you laid down with my mama, you should have just owned up, be like, oh, I could have been your daddy. Right. Instead of saying, oh, no, I'm not your father. That's not right.
Mr. Rollins, I do need to ask you.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember this encounter with a 9-year-old little girl?
Yes, ma'am. I do remember the encounter.
Tell me what you remember.
She was just kind of observing me. When I was looking at her, and I said to myself, and I also said to Ms. Palmer that we had no resemblance. Why would you keep engaged?
You should have to have resemblance of you for to be your child. Ain't nobody resemble of all their parents,
She
right?
had to have the same bloodline.
Nah.
We finna see today, though.
Okay, we will.
Do you remember a 9-year-old child saying to you, are you my daddy? Do you remember that?
I remember a child observing me, but not coming to me and saying that you are my father.
You see, that's what I'm talking about. He's not a man to own up to nothing. Like, if you my father, just say you is. If you ain't, you ain't. Like, come on now. You ain't got to do all this, switching your stories and stuff. That's not right.
I never switched the story.
Okay.
Are you a DNA tester? You don't know
Okay.
from your
Hold on,
father?
Mr. Rollins. What you not gonna do? What you not gonna do
I'm not
is
gonna
be
prosecute her.
No, what you not? No, you're not gonna prosecute her because you don't have no
Y'all,
law degree.
it seem like
you're
you're
not a
prosecuting me,
prosecutor.
though.
What
Seem
you
like you're
are?
prosecuting
Hold on.
You ain't finished.
Hold on. This is the issue here. Ms. Robinson is in court because she's trying to find her father.
That's why I'm
And
here.
you are in court because you admittedly slept with her mother.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right.
20 plus years ago.
And she is 20 plus years old. So therefore, you are a possibility.
Okay.
Ms. Robinson has to replay and begin to put the pieces of this puzzle together. In her mind, when she came up to you and said, you're my father, and you said, no, I'm not. In her mind, that was my father rejecting me because it was all her mother ever told her, right? So what, hold on.
I'm listening.
I'm listening to you testify, but in that testimony, what I'm not gonna allow you to do is further traumatize this young woman who for 24 years has been looking for her father, believing it was you.
But let me ask you this question, Your Honor.
Please do.
After the truth and everything, will the tables turn on her? The
Well,
mother,
no.
that's who I'm talking about.
No, listen.
I'm looking like the deadbeat in the
No. You're taking on a level of guilt that nobody is really putting on you. They're telling their side of the story,
This had nothing
and
to
you're
do with
telling
guilt.
yours.
You can't-
No, you said persecution. With persecution,
Well, I'm
there's guilt. Don't bring up
prosecuted already
work.
before I
Hold
even
on,
came
honey. This is my business. If
I
you
know.
talk about persecution,
I
then you're
understand this is
talking
your
about
business.
somebody's making you feel guilty. What I'm telling you is you're not guilty, but what you are is a possibility. So now listen, Mr. Rollins, I'm not gonna do a verbal dance with you because I'm gonna win that contest every time.
I already know.
So what I'm gonna do,
you
that's
have
what I'm
big
saying.
part in
That's what I'm saying. We're not gonna do that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get down to the facts so that we can get this young woman some answers, and you too. So
Well,
now
I already
moving
know.
on,
I'm listening.
Mr. Rollins, that encounter where you saw Miss Robinson, what was your reaction once you saw her?
Honestly, I looked at her and I already knew if she really took time out to pursue the other people that were involved with this.
Wasn't no other people involved.
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Rollins, who were the other people involved?
I'm not a name dropper,
You don't have to drop the name.
but I have associates.
What kind of socials is these? I want to know.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. I want to understand these associates. Who are you talking about? What do you know?
The thing is, I can't prove it right now.
Okay.
But the only thing I can do is verbally tell you
Verbally
that
stated.
she had multiple parts. She was multitasking.
No, I was not. You probably were multitasking. I know I would.
You're saying in a polite way she was having sex with more than one man during that time.
Exactly.
And you know that for a fact because these men were associates of yours?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I only had one boyfriend, and me and him had broke up when I had a 2-night stand with Mr. Rollins over there, and that's the only one. And when it came to his test, he was not the father, so I know he's the father. And I'm 100% of
So
that.
you've already had the other man tested.
Yes, Your
and he
Honor.
was not the father.
Yes, Your Honor.
And so that's why you know Mr. Rollins
Yes, Your
is
Honor.
in your own estimation.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Ms. Robinson, when was the next time you saw Mr. Rollins?
When I had added him my friend on Facebook and he accepted me, I texted him, I was like, hey, do you know who I am? He was like, yeah, years ago you mentioned to be my daughter. So he was like, do you want to call me? So I was like, yeah. He gave me his number, called him. I told him, I said, well, my baby's birthday is tomorrow.
Tell me when this is happening.
It was October the 6th, 2015.
So you were about 22 around then?
Yes.
Okay, and so you said,
I asked him, did he want to come to my baby's first birthday? He was like, yeah. So he came, he brought a home DNA test. We didn't know how to use it. So
he bought a home DNA test to your baby's first birthday?
Yes.
That's because I was asked to bring it.
Who asked you to bring it? You had said to Mr. Rollins, and bring a DNA test.
Yes.
Because you wanted the answer.
Yes, Your Honor.
So did you bring the test, Mr. Rollins?
We both came to the conclusion that test, we had to send it off to get the results, so we gave up on that issue.
Okay, so that day you did not follow through with the test,
No.
even
No,
though
Your
he
Honor.
brought
No.
it. Because you realized that it wasn't just about doing the swab that day, that you then had to mail it off,
Right.
pay fees. All right. So at the first birthday, do you enjoy yourself, Mr. Rollins? Are you there like grandfather? What is the dynamic like at this party?
Basically the same thing it is now. It's like, you point me out truly and eventually they're gonna understand today I'm not that, but I'm not, I'm sorry. I mean, if I am, I'm gonna hold up to my responsibility.
That's good to know.
Your Honor, when he came there, they was in the kitchen talking, and he gonna say, "Let me see your feet. Your feet do not look like mine." And he said, "Your mama been sleeping with a lot of men." And my daughter said, "No, you don't talk to my mama like that, about my mama like that."
So you told her, let me see your feet?
Yeah.
Why, Mr. Rollins?
Well, I'm not a genetic specialist, but I do know she has congenital digital deformity.
What?
Congenital
don't know.
digital deformity in her foot.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. And
the other
from
parties that I was
studying
speaking
her
upon.
feet,
Yes.
you discovered that.
Oh, yes.
And therefore, you came to the medical conclusion
I know it's hereditary. You know, I did a lot of research on it. We got it. But now she has a lot of features that the other parties have.
That's what
Oh, so you're saying that you felt like there was a physical characteristic that was similar to one of the other people you know Ms. Palmer had sex with.
Yes.
How do you know she even was intimate with that guy?
That's what I want to know.
I observed it.
Well, excuse me?
Yes, I observed it.
Tell me what happened.
Look, I know her walk from anywhere. And it was dark. She wiggling down the street. In the backyard, my partner, one of my partners, house she went. So I waited 40 minutes. When I come back, I thought 2 dogs back there fighting or something. That was them rolling around in Bermuda grass.
Oh, baby,
good
you got
grass.
me messed up. I don't think that was me. You probably been somebody you was with.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Your Honor,
So you thought that was Miss Palmer?
Yeah.
I knew it.
Did you ever follow up with your partner, your associate, and say, were you with Miss Palmer as well?
Every night they had done a little thing, he would always come back and high-five me and tell me how much, he enjoyed himself with her. So, yes.
I sure want to know when that was, because it wasn't me.
Okay.
Your Honor, I look just like his mother.
You ain't never met my mother. How you?
I got the evidence, Your Honor.
Show me
please,
that.
I'd like to see that. Jerome, will you
I would
please
like
hand me
to
Miss
see it as well.
Robinson's evidence?
So y'all been on YouTube.
So on the left, this is a shot of you, Miss Robinson. And on the right is a shot of Mr. Rollins' mother. Beautiful woman.
Man, I never noticed that.
Beautiful picture.
Okay, baby.
So, Mr. Rollins, are you saying you see a resemblance now?
I mean, yeah, with the makeup and everything on, I noticed that now.
You see it.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do. Honestly, I do, Your Honor.
I appreciate your honesty.
Thank you.
So, Miss Robinson, how does that make you feel to hear Mr. Rollins say, actually, as you put those pictures side by side, I do see my mother?
Well, at least he owned up to something, Your Honor.
And I know the stakes are very high for you. I know this matters to you. I can see in your eyes you have held back tears during this entire hearing and have done your best to keep your composure while you have had to hear some very difficult testimony. Take a moment, Miss Robinson, and just look at Mr. Rollins and just talk to him about how you feel.
I feel like that I never had a father in my life.
Yes,
And my mama, she was always there for me.
I understand.
Like, I don't know how a man supposed to treat me.
I understand.
Like, I wish you was in my life
So do I.
so I can know how a man supposed to treat a woman.
So do I. But I didn't have any kind of clue that, no solid proof that I was your biological father. So, and she never pursued me, and I wouldn't finna pursue her about it. So what was I to do?
Be a man and get a DNA test.
Okay, we're doing it now. We're doing it today.
We're doing it today.
We're doing it today.
I don't want to make you wait any longer because I know how important this is to you.
Man.
Jerome, I'm ready for the results.
Hey, come on.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. In the case of Robinson Palmer versus Rollins, when it comes to 24-year-old LeAngela Robinson, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Rollins, you are not the father.
Well,
You are not the father.
Baby, I'm sorry.
it was just my
Everything.
mistake.
Hey.
But I know I didn't sleep with nobody else.
Well, we know that that's a lie. When I read the result and he was not the father, you weren't even surprised in my mind. So that says to me that you knew all the while that there was at least one other possibility. Did you know the whole time that there was at least one other possibility, no matter how small.
I recall, but I don't remember. It's just been
Recall and remember are
it's just been so
synonyms.
long. I mean, it wasn't no boyfriend and girlfriend thing. It was just probably a hit thing. But
Hit thing. Well, a hit thing
Yep.
can lead
Lead
to
to-
pregnancy,
Yes.
which can lead to your beautiful baby girl.
Yes, ma'am.
I know you've loved her, I know you've raised her, and I know you would do anything for her. But sometimes doing anything for your child means putting yourself on the line.
Yes.
It means being honest about the dirt you've done,
Yeah, I did.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Robinson, are you all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm sorry. And Mr. Rollins, I apologize.
I accept your apology.
And Mr. Rollins, before we go, we may need your help. All right?
Hey, I'm always open. And I told her that from the start.
All right.
She knows it.
This courtroom, Miss Robinson, is here for you. This is why it exists. And I want you to keep that same tenacity that you had at 9 years old where you said, I'm about to go ask some questions. I want you to keep that so that you can get the answers that leads you to the next possibility, because I know you need that answer, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I have counseling and resources for you. I want you to talk to Dr. Jeff, and I want you all to begin to figure out how to move forward. I wish you the very best of luck. Court is adjourned.